But basically, anyways, the Diablo 4 beta just concluded, right? And a lot of people have had a lot of questions about endgame. And basically, they've been radio silent because there is NDA in place over the Diablo 4 endgame. And people that did play it, that already tested it, they're not able to share anything. Blizzard did say that they are going to do like a deep dive into it, but we don't know when that date is. And basically, someone asked Rod Ferguson today about it, and he just basically said, in all due time, don't worry about it. In all due time, they will tell us about what endgame is. If you ever played any ARPG, endgame is basically one of the most important aspects. Leveling is cool, cinematics are cool, all the different things that like tie the game together, bring in the atmosphere are cool. But the one thing that usually matters for a lot of people for an ARPG is what you're doing after you get through the campaign. And we do know a little bit about this stuff, so we're just going to go over this today real quick. So this was from the original NDA beta. They outlined what those endgame activities are. So the first endgame activity that you can expect in Diablo 4 is the Helltide. While roaming Sanctuary on foot or atop your trusty steed, be aware of your surroundings, for you might find yourself caught in a Helltide. This is a new region-wide event that becomes available to heroes only once they have reached World Tier 3 Nightmare difficulty. So basically, after you level up, and Helltide, the servants of Lilith are empowered, having their difficulty increased, but dropping loot worthy of danger. Her mightiest minions are also out in great force, and their very ground of Sanctuary, as you know it, has been morphed by the surge in demonic activity. It's almost like a corruption event, or it seems like it's going to be a terror zone, like Diablo 2 that they implemented. There's just going to be an area powered by Lilith, and you're going to go there and you're going to try to cleanse it, it looks like. They said there's going to be monsters, inhabitants at the Helltide. They'll potentially drop cinders, a new currency that can be sent to open Helltide chests. We don't know what's going to be in these chests, and they're going to be scattered through that respective zone. These chests boast bountiful boons exclusive to a singular item slot, such as torso, legs, or two in a weapon. Be wary in hoarding your cinders. Should you fall in battle, they drop and must be reclaimed, so you have to actually just go back to your body and pick them up. In addition to that, the next endgame activity is Nightmare Dungeons, and I believe these are going to utilize the base dungeon that you encounter in your playthrough of the campaign. They said there's over like 150 of them, but you're essentially going to be able to craft little sigils, and you probably saw it at the vendor during the beta. So Diablo Dungeons Raider Nightmare Dungeon, the Diablo 4 unlock upon locating your first Nightmare sigil. Each sigil corresponds to a specific dungeon, and these sigils will have modifiers. So think of it as like a WoW Mythic Plus system or Path of Exile mapping system. There has been data mining where they have pulled up all the affixes, but we don't know if it's correct or not. Yeah, a bunch of different modifiers that'll increase like the difficulty of the dungeons and stuff like that. And then it's just like different tiers too. That's another piece of endgame. Basically, the campaign dungeons, maybe possibly some other dungeons, and they'll basically have affixes on them to make them more challenging. In addition to that, they have something called Whispers of the Dead. What this is going to be throughout the Sanctuary, it'll be displayed on your map, and you'll do these Whispers of the Dead. You'll get Grim Favors experience in gold. The number of Grim Favors you receive when completing a Whisper varies, but once you have collected 10 Grim Favors from the dearly departed, they can be exchanged at the Tree of Whispers for a bevy of loot and experience to reward your heroics. So I think the best way to describe this is kind of like a bounty from Diablo 3. So they're going to be like zone-wide bounties. You complete them, you get Grim Favors, and then you go to a vendor, and then you exchange it for loot. So it's almost like bounty plus Kadala from Diablo 3. That's what it seems like. I haven't played it, but that's kind of like what they're hinting at. Each Whisper will offer both a different set of rewards and experience for completing it. Traditionally, the Whispers of the Dead system does not become available to players until after completing a specific chapter of the main story questline. For the closed later, people will be able to engage with the system outright. And then another one of the endgame activities is the Field of Hatred. And you'll notice there was this currency in the most recent Diablo 4 beta on your character screen, right? It was called Red Dust. And essentially, there is PvP zones where you have to flag up for PvP, and you basically do objectives within that zones, right? Players can dispatch demons, collect Seeds of Hatred. To make use of these seeds, you have to bring them to the Altar of Extraction, where they can be smashed into red dust. Be quick to convert your Seed of Hatred to red dust. They are the desire to other players lurking in the zone, and if they are skilled enough to overtake you in combat, your seeds will drop. So I think the best way to really describe this system is probably Division Dark Zone. So there is a PvP zone. You electively flag up into it, so you're not randomly walking through the open world and some rogue's just going to stab you in the ass when you're low health and just take your stuff. You're electively opting into this. You're going to kill stuff, you're going to get currency, and then you can become a high priority target. And when you're a high priority target, other players will be attracted to you, and then you have to like extract or like convert your material into the red dust. So pretty much just like Division Dark Zone. That's how I have it in my mind. It could also be spent at the, and then I guess you could also get PvP cosmetics and some mount stuff too. Then in addition to this, one of the main things of Diablo 4 is going to be the Paragon board. It was locked during the beta, but we have some information on it. People have data mined all of it too. But there were the blog posts before, and basically there's going to be like these interchangeable boards. Every class is going to have a bunch of different boards, so they're going to have different nodes, and you're going to be able to rotate them. And then as you like level up, you're going to get points. You're also going to get points like through gaining renown also. So what can you expect on these tiles? So there's going to be a couple different tiles, right? There's going to be normal, magic, rare, legendary tiles, and this is like kind of like what they're going to have. They're just going to have like basic attributes on them, plus main stat, plus resist. So they're going to be rare nodes that give you some little bit more meaningful stuff. And then there's going to be like legendary nodes, and based off of what we've seen, it kind of looks like the legendary nodes are a little bit under the power of a normal legendary aspect that you get on a piece of gear. In addition to that, you're also going to get farmable glyphs, and then there's going to be sockets within the Paragon board too. You can see the Paragon boards here, and you can see like all the different color combination stuff. Little red circle stuff is where you insert the glyphs, and the glyphs is basically like a radial jewel from Path of Exile, where you'll see where it says like small, medium, large, and then it'll grant you a bonus based off certain attributes that are within that region, and then you'll be able to mix and match all these Paragon boards together. Right, so this is the Paragon board, right? You have your little travel nodes, you have your rare nodes, you have legendary node, you got like glyphs and stuff. And then you'll just be able to match all these together. What, like 8 tiles or something, I believe, that you could have? Something like that. You just like rotate them like this. Right, see those little like board preview here? You have like your start location, your boards, you like allocate them, you can swap them around and stuff. And that's basically everything we know about Diablo 4 endgame so far. We're kind of just waiting now for the developers to come out and like explain it, possibly lift the NDA before the full release. But other than that, that's pretty much all we know. Yep, that's it.